I just noticed this don't even have the, oh yeah, do it's over there. All right. All right, we good. All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, we want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. All right, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us His truth through the Holy Spirit. And as always, we would like to give a special peace and blessings and salutations to the Lord's elect. All right, we out here another week, business as usual. All right, to teach the downfall, first and foremost, of America, Babylon the Great. All right, and these other kingdoms around the world, but primarily Babylon. Okay, and we out here to let you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know that you are the biblical Israelites. Okay, and the elect of you, all right, are going to repent in these latter days. Okay, and 2/3 of our people, all right, primarily in Babylon the Great, is going to be destroyed. All right, so we out here to teach that message. All right, you are the biblical Israelites according to the Bible. All right, but today we basically want to speak on a situation that happened, all right, between two camps, which is the ISUPK and the IUIC. They basically had a squabble, all right, or a fight, if you want to say that. And that's why our apostles and elders always told us, you know, not to go up to these camps anymore, not to try to debate these camps anymore. As far as doctrine goes, you know, we're strictly out here to teach the word, all right? We're not to address these other camps, no matter what doctrine they teach, all right? And Apostle Aram Lab basically did another PSA video yesterday, and it came from Elder Apostle Tahar, all right? So Great Millstone, of course, you should know by now, is not affiliated with any of these Israelite groups. And the fact that those men were out there, you know, fighting, that shows you the lack of spirituality that they have, man.
And they're hypocrites.
Yep.
Okay, because these are the camps that come at us all the time, saying that we're hating on this camp and we're hating on that camp and everything in between. But look at what just transpired. All right.
Yep. Because at the end of the day, you know, when they do shit like that, it makes all the Israelite groups look bad. Because you got niggas like Haman, aka Vocab. He gonna put it, it really don't matter, but he gonna put it on his channel, you know, and it gives these other people that's coming up against the Israelites, it gives them fuel. All right? So that's why you shouldn't be out there fucking fighting. You know, like Manat Zakba in South Carolina said, fight the good fight of faith, not each other. All right?
Yeah.
So we gonna speak on that, man. So whatever y'all got, you know, we gonna bring it out.
This is Colossians 3:8. But now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Okay, and that's maliciousness, man. The scriptures say that in a malicious soul shall wisdom not enter. We could tell that those guys are we've been saying that for years that they were entry-level Israelites, and they proved it, man. They're not spiritual. Okay, you had, what was it, 3 guys try and fight, 3 or 4 guys try and fight like
30.
Yeah, like how foolish is that, man?
Yeah.
Blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds.
Yeah, so you're supposed to really be become a new man when you come into this knowledge. All right? And what those two camps basically displayed was some nigga shit. Carnality. You out there fighting over, for what? Over nothing. You know, I believe they said ISUPK was bringing out an article or something against IUIC. But a lot of times what these Israelite camps will do is they'll fight over space or a block. You know?
That's worldly shit.
That's worldly as hell. That's what niggas do in the world. Oh, that's my block. You know? What are you Jakes doing, man? If somebody like Manat Zakba said, because we was watching some of his video on the way up here, if a camp came up right now and they said we gonna set up right here, well, we gonna just move. We ain't gonna sit up here and fight you. No, if you wanna take it that way, we'll just move, man. We gonna save the headache.
Yeah, y'all are in big cities, man. You ain't got nowhere else to teach.
Because the most important thing the agenda is to uplift Yahushai, man. Not to be out here acting like a bunch of damn maniacs.
Are we supposed to be moving as wise, harmless as doves? Why is the serpents harmless as doves?
That's right.
And that wasn't a good example.
That was a terrible example. But then these niggas will say GMS is the worst camp out there. But you'll never see GMS in that situation, man. We not fighting with no other camps. We're not, you know, if something does happen, it's most likely against somebody either put their hands on us or somebody that comes up to the camp, you know? But we not in those situations. Let that go by. Go ahead.
This is Matthew 5:22. But I say, and the points at 25, but I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. And I'm going to jump down to 25. Agree with thy adversary quickly. Okay, there was nothing like that going on. They were shouting all kinds of words that we're not going to say here because we don't want to get clipped. You know, we've always talked about ISUPK being on that Black Panther shit, man.
Yep.
Always wearing black, always got to be gangster and shit.
Sunglasses.
A lot of you guys don't got a spiritual bone in your body.
And you're setting a bad example for Jake that's, you know, trying to look for guidance, or Jake that's seeking for the truth. You're setting a bad example. You know, we're not supposed to move like niggas in the world, man. We're supposed to move like spiritual men.
Scriptures say, if possible, live peaceably amongst all men, man.
Yep.
Okay? Because really, we're supposed to represent the children of light. You know, light represents what? Wisdom. That don't show any wisdom.
Yep.
Continuing on. Whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
And IUIC was holding ISUPK down, waiting for the cops.
That's what made me think about that when I seen that.
Which
you know?
which IUIC, your leader is a damn detective, man.
And the way they mobilized was like they were trained in that shit.
Yep. Well, hey, they do have those classes to where they train like military, like militant Israelites. You know. And what would they say? Well, you never know when you're gonna get into a situation, so we train. But this is more, we supposed to move like spiritual men, trusting Yahushai when you fall into those situations, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This the book of Romans chapter 8 verses 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Yeah. Hey, when you remember the situation with what was it, George Floyd? How they had the cop had the knee on his neck. That's kind of how the dude had Shalom. That's kind of how the dude had they had him down like George Floyd, man. But IUIC was saying don't put no pressure on them. But it was like 4 to 5 dudes on each person. You know? Go ahead. We're not a religion. We're the Israelites that the Bible speaks about.
Oh, I know that's right.
Yeah, we just a nation of people, that's all.
Yep.
You an Israelite too.
I know.
Yep.
This is the etymology of the word carnal. Worldly, sinful, not spiritual.
Yeah, worldly, sinful, not spiritual. Because the last resort should be fighting. You know? You're supposed to be able to, you're supposed to try to de-escalate a situation before you actually fight. You know? And really, you shouldn't be fighting nobody unless they put their hands on you. Now, when another man puts his hands on you, that's different. But we're supposed to be out here representing Yahushai. All right? And these devils, they already gonna come and demonize us with their own little shit. So why give them more fuel to demonize the truth? Go ahead.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High Yahweh, for it is not subject to the law of Yahweh, neither indeed can be.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
This is Proverbs 14:29. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding.
Yes.
It doesn't take very long for that guy to lose his cool at all.
Yep. Slow to wrath, man. You know, you got to be able to examine the situation first before you start throwing your damn fists. All right? Because these devils, they really don't got shit on us. They can't say, well, they go around, they're violent. They can't say that about us. Because all we doing is teaching the word. This is the only weapon that we have. This is the only weapon that we need. So they're going to try to come up with different situations and scenarios like the one that happened between those camps, you know, and say, well, look at these guys.
How is that situation beneficial in any way at all towards the truth?
Yep.
It's not.
It's foolish.
He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. And your folly was laid open, man.
On display.
And you know that, what was it, today's Monday, right? You know Johanna has his little radio show he does on Mondays. You know he's going to be encouraging that shit. You just know it, man. He's going to be exalting that folly. Acting like, oh yeah, look at how tough those officers in ISUPK were.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's wearing his dark sunglasses.
And we still believe that there's elect men, you know, there could be elect men that come out those camps, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because you in Great Millstone don't mean you of the elect, you know. Now we believe that there's elect men amongst different camps, so that's why we speaking about this, because this is basically like a open rebuke.
Yeah, a lot of y'all are bewitched right now by your leaders.
And you need to be rebuked, man. All right, because like I said, the ultimate job is to uplift Yahweh Shai. When we come out here, we're supposed to prophesy and uplift Yahweh Shai. All right? Fuck all that carnal shit, man. We not in that time. We in the time of moving in the spirit. Go ahead.
That was it on that. I got a few more. Proverbs 15 and 33. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom. And that showed absolutely no wisdom whatsoever. Okay? And before honor is humility. And we saw an example of pride. Was it 3-4, like we said, 3-4 men going against 20, 25, possibly 30 different men? What were you trying to accomplish out of that? Proving that you're tough? You know? They're probably sitting there streaming all that mumble rap and that drill rap, thinking that they're gangsters and shit. That's not why we came into this truth, man.
Yeah, it says to become a new man.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe they said it was a Christian pastor that was recording it, you know.
Oh,
But
hey.
at the end of the day, what it really comes down to is that's what happened was of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. He's showing you, you know, who he's dealing with, first and foremost, you know. Go ahead.
Got something?
Yeah, I got it.
Because these type of situations, you know, certain men that's amongst these other camps, certain situations is going to draw them out. You know, they may say, well, the Lord might put the spirit on them. I don't want to be a part of this no more. I'm going to go elsewhere. And then you're going to have other men that's going to stay. But certain men are going to make their departures, man. Because we in the time where the Lord is getting ready to come back and gather the elect. We get a few more precepts on it.
This is, well, hey, the brother, the elder Manat Zakba mentioned that that's building upon another man's foundation. Okay? And ISUPK is known for trying to raid other campsites. Okay? Well, you're building upon another man's foundation, and now it came back upon you.
And it's
know?
childish, man. Why
It
the
is.
fuck why would you want to set up right, 10 feet from somebody else? At the end of the day, it's childish, man.
You got a whole city where you could go preach.
A whole damn city. But you want to set your camp up next to somebody else.
I mean, I understand them being slightly mad, but to react like that, okay, that's just ridiculous. This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds.
Yeah, the only weapon that we need is the Holy Scriptures. You have some camps that their messages, they carry sticks at camp, or they carry daggers at camp. You have some camps that move in the militant like spirit. You know, they marching down the street like Esau's army. You have some camps that, they go out there and they looking for smoke, so to speak. But then you have other men, such as ourselves, who we move in the spirit. Okay? Because we know that Yahweh Shai is going to come back and do all that heavy work, man. You know? We don't have to prove ourselves to be tough guys. As I said, the main objective is to come out here, uplift Yahweh Shai, and fish for the elect. All right? And to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom. Niggas don't put that energy towards Esau. You know? Now, I'm not saying go out there and get carnal with an Edomite, but Jake always, even in the world, Jake will get tough with their own people before they do that shit to Esau, man, or another nation. But that's all a part of the curses, man. Go ahead.
This is 2 Timothy 2 and 20.
That's a good point, because you're supposed to have more mercy towards your brother.
Right.
Way more mercy than the fucking heathen.
Exactly.
And the crazy thing is, like in ISBK and IUIC, the crazy thing is, they tell you the most important thing
Just to love keeping the commandments,
is
yeah.
keeping the law. Oh, you gotta keep the law. That's how you get salvation. Keep the law. Keep the law. Keep the law. It wasn't it real quick. What's that? 1 Corinthians 6:1.
That's another good point. Land backing off what you said. Both of those groups are famous for pushing the commandments, which is nothing.
Cookouts.
Yeah, which is nothing wrong with that. But if you gonna say the law, you're supposed to go by that, harshly, man.
Is it 61 or is it second?
Because we tell you, keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's a beautiful thing. But you're gonna be saved based upon what? Our faith and our works. The law is not gonna save us, but the law is good. Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians 6 and 1. Dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust?
It said go to the law before the unjust. That's what they supposed to. Them niggas was holding ISUPK down. Call the police. Call the police. How you calling the police? You know what Esau gonna do to them?
Yep.
Them dudes catch a felony. Then y'all know how that go.
Yep. Go to the law, which is in the scriptures, before the unjust.
They might put a gag order on, like, y'all can't talk about this incident.
They should have called Nate and said, hey, what should we do with these guys?
Yeah, Detective Nate, what should we do? Detective Nathaniel Ray.
God.
Dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust and not before the saints? And they clearly had those men restrained. They weren't going to do nothing.
Yeah, they ain't doing that. Now you gonna call the police. You gonna get them in board code.
It ain't like they had a gun on them or anything,
Yeah, they was outnumbered. They could have just, they had them on the ground for a minute, and after a while, they could have just let them up.
Yeah, humbled them. Like,
Yeah, humbled them, yeah.
Got you, motherfucker.
Yeah, ain't nothing they could have did. It's 30 verse 5. Yeah.
And said there was no edification. The edification is being brought out now. Okay?
Yeah.
See, the Lord lets situations like that happen to expose these false Israelites, but also to edify, man. Do as like the scriptures say, do as they say, not as they do, man. Those guys will tell you, oh, we gotta have these Israelite cookouts.
They'll see you and ask you where your fringes on the spot. But then look how they behaving on camera. Your behavior don't match your what you say.
That's why it matters on the inward.
On the inwardly, exactly.
Yeah,
Good point.
They being worldly because they were supposed to have more mercy towards a brother, especially a supposed brother in the truth. They're supposed to have more mercy. That means y'all don't fear Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai said, what ye do unto them is what ye do unto me, roughly paraphrased. Verse 2. Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? lot of trains say that. Screeching is like getting older, just like America's infrastructure. Man. And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
Y'all was unworthy to handle that situation. That was a small matter.
It was about 40 total men out there, maybe more. And y'all mean to tell me y'all couldn't come to a understanding? You know? Showing you that nigga spirit is in a lot of these dudes, man. See, we'll actually, like, if somebody was to come up here and somebody was getting kind of carnal, we have the ability to be able to just be like, yo, we gonna chill out.
That happened last week.
Yeah, it did happen last week with us. Dude said, I'll fight all of y'all.
Oh yeah.
He said, I'll fight all of y'all. And we just kind of looked at him like, bro, like.
But in Proverbs 19:11 it says a soft answer turns away wrath.
Exactly.
Right. A soft answer.
We could've whooped his ass.
So that if somebody would have did that day, with that second, that wouldn't have happened.
You know, and you know, let's say a situation like that came up. What really should have happened was, you know, obviously they should have just said, you know what, y'all could teach here for the day. But if you really want to discuss it, the two leaders get together, you know, and discuss it. Have some kind of order.
No, but you see, you already seen the examples. You seen Great Millstone and 40, 50 people from ISUPK, it'd be 3 of Great Millstone, and they had to talk. You see ISUPK, and they had to talk. Or they kept it pushing. Or you seen Great Millstone in them events. Then you seen Sakari, where they beat the shit out of the one dude. Hey, all right? All right, you see ISUPK, IUIC, look, they're fighting, you know what I'm saying?
It's nonsense.
But we the niggas and the bums
Right,
and shit.
yeah, we the bums. we the worst camp. Well, look how you niggas are behaving, man.
Oh, getting shot at and shit. It's IUIC getting shot at.
Bunch of damn toddlers, man. What type of example are you setting? You know?
No maturity in
No
the spirit.
maturity, man. But as soon as you see a nigga, where your fringes at? You ain't got your fringes on, brother. Come on, man. Go ahead.
Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? If then ye have judgments of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are least esteemed in the church. I speak to your shame. Is it so that there is not a wise man among you? No, not one that shall be able to judge between his brethren. But brother goeth to law with brother, and that before the unbelievers. Ooh.
Yeah, you think them cops that was about to pull up on them dudes is gonna be believers? And probably most of y'all motherfuckers in IUIC was cops. You know what I'm saying? I bet you a couple of them dudes was cops.
Well, but you know, IUIC, they know that the law is on their side. That's why they did that shit. That shit was like set up. They got them all on the ground, and then they was like, the first thing they said was, call Esau. Call law enforcement. Cause Nate probably got a goddamn, send them out an MO. If anything happens, call law enforcement, you know? You know, as a man, I actually believe that shit. Like, cause, you know, they all have to be like, them niggas can't even wear a different color.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, he probably got MOs and emails that go out. If any violence happens, you immediately call law enforcement. Now, maybe he don't got that, but I believe he do got some shit like that set up the way they did that.
Yeah. They're
You know?
very organized in how they took them
Yeah.
down. Restrained.
But the key is, you know, don't get in those situations, man. Try to de-escalate. All right? Now, you on the streets, things can happen. I'm not saying nothing could happen, but you know, that was a poor example, man. That shit was terrible. Shit was terrible because it wasn't like it was against some niggas in the world. It was against two camps. But then you would say that we the camp bangers, though.
Yep.
Come on, man. Go ahead.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verses 1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger.
Yeah, nigga, they was talking shit. Nigga, touch my chair.
Bitch ass nigga.
Bitch ass, you know. Spirits get stirred up. Ain't nobody there spiritual though.
Not one.
You know, like where's the brother? Like, nah, we gotta, you know. Everybody wanted some smoke, right?
There was no order in how they handled it.
And then the man walked over there in the midst of that, and that's when it's clash.
Yep. So yeah, we're gonna switch gears, man. We're gonna get into some prophecy, but we wanted to speak on that. A lot of brothers did videos, you know, but it was poor judgment amongst those two camps, man. And we believe through the Spirit, the Most High not dealing with neither one of them camps, you know. So let's go to Jeremiah 51. We'll get into some prophecy.
Jeremiah 51:1.
Because guess what? Even though that happened, all right, the agenda must go on. The prophecies are still gonna come to pass. You know, that shit was really some small shit. Here it is. We at the end of the damn world, man. Esau getting ready to come down with great wrath because he knows that he have but a short time.
Right, niggas fighting each other on the corner.
Yeah. What the fuck is y'all doing, man?
That just proves you're not in the right spirit.
Yeah. What the fuck is y'all doing?
Fed now coming out July 1st, and y'all and Russia bombing the living shit out of Ukraine still, and they're about to, and you know they're having conversations about debt default.
These the same motherfuckers that's having unity camps and shit.
Yep. Unity camps, and that's why Apostle Ramlab put out that PSA yesterday. Ain't no unity camps unless it's Great Millstone, man. That's it. Don't go up to these camps. Don't address them. Don't go up to the camp. What's the name of the Lord? We ain't that. Those days are over. You know, we ain't going up to the camps. What's the mark of the beast? We not doing that.
Yeah.
If you ain't, like Drake said in that song, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. The theory is brilliant. You ain't got it. You just ain't got it, man. And that's the parable of the 10 virgins too. Because the oil is given to what? A select few, the initiated. So. Go ahead.
What you want to bring it out?
That's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verses 1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against me a destroying wind.
So the destroying wind is getting ready to come take place. Like the end of that movie, The Knowing with Nicolas Cage, they show you the destroying wind sweeping through the streets of Babylon. That's getting ready to come. Okay? Go ahead.
And was sent unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land.
Yeah, why? Because the wickedness is great. All right? I did a video a couple days ago. There was a mother in London. And somehow when we speak about wickedness, we always refer back to this, what I'm about to speak about. But her 4-year-old was forced to march in the Colorful People movement. Now she's trying to sue. Because the judge basically said, nah, the kid gotta participate. A 4-year-old to participate in an alphabet march. You know? So they're starting with the young kids because, you know, these children's minds, they're vulnerable, man. So that that's why the Lord, give me that in 2 Peter, with Sodom and Gomorrah, made them an example. I think it's Peter's. Go ahead. That destroying wind gotta come. The wickedness is great. And these Edomites, you can't rule the earth. You only prove what you can do. The Lord said the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. He gave you the earth, and now we're in the latter times, and look at it.
And the scriptures say that what? He is as death.
He is as death.
He brings it everywhere.
Yep.
You know, he goes into these third world countries and bombs the shit out of them, and he opens up McDonald's.
Yep.
And Netflix and all kinds of nasty Western philosophies and poison, man. That's death. That's the way of death.
Get that real quick because this chapter is long. Go ahead.
It's the book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
And that eternal fire is the same thing in Jeremiah 51, which is that destroying wind. Okay? Because of the do as thou wilt spirit. Okay? Because of the philosophies What word did you just use, Yash? The nasty Western what?
The Western ass philosophies, man, way of life.
The nasty ways of the West. I'll say that,
Yeah.
right? The nasty ways of the West. The Lord is gonna have to descend that destroying wind.
Western whoredoms.
Yep. Because America is by far the worst place on the earth, man. Okay? If you a righteous man. Not to a wicked nigga, this is the land of the free, the home of the brave, right? But we understand that Yahweh Shai said that this is Babylon the Great, the mother of all harlots and abominations of the earth. That's what the Lord said this was, right? The most abominable place on the planet. Go ahead.
And was sent unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they should be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow.
Let the archer bend his bow. And what are those bows? Those are the missiles. You know? The scriptures say in the Apocrypha that they're going to be shot into the ends of the earth. Go ahead.
And against him that lifteth himself up in his bringedine, and spare ye not her young men. Destroy ye utterly all her host. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thus through in her streets. For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, of the Lord of hosts, though the land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul.
Now, years ago, there was a fleet doctrine, right? Where Jake was getting up and leaving Babylon. You know, they was going to different parts of the world. But that's not what that's speaking about, you know? Because the bulk of the Israelites are going to come from Babylon. So it's not a physical flee where you get a passport. The Lord can destroy your ass wherever you go. The missiles are going to hit different parts of the earth.
Because it ain't coming on all four corners upon the land. So
Yeah.
it don't matter where you go.
It tells you the angels are holding back the destruction from the four winds.
Yeah, it's just more carnally mindedness in the Israelites, man.
We got to watch that ticket, dude. Go ahead.
Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken.
Yeah, the nasty ways of the West. Babylon's way of life. Right? We always speak about the wine and the philosophies, the different doctrines that they push. It's death. Okay? There's no way around it, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Once you wake up, you know, and the Lord allows you to see, you understand that the ways of the West are terrible. Go ahead.
The nations have drunken of her wine.
The nations have drunken of her wine. Go ahead.
Therefore the nations are mad.
They upset. It's basically like, you know, I hate to put it this way, but like Esau got some shit where they call it date rape, where they'll slip something in your drink, you be feeling nice and shit. Oh, like they did my man Solomon Northwood, 12 years a slave. That's a better way. He was sitting there, drinking with him, eating, right? He drinking the wine, he feeling good. But then he woke up like, oh shit, this nigga was in slavery. You know? So while the nations was drinking of the wine, it was good, right? But now they're seeing like, what the hell, this shit is death, right? That's the example right there. It's good when you drinking it, but then you're or like food. That shit might taste good when you eating it, but then you get food poison, right? Because of the poison in the food. So that's Esau, man.
It was sweet, then it became bitter.
Yeah, it's poison. Go ahead.
That's like you eating like snacks. You know, it's good. You know, you good.
But you know it's
sweet,
bad for you.
But it's bad for you in the end.
Yeah. The end result is death.
We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country.
Yeah, when you look around Babylon, man, this shit is falling on all levels. You know? Shit is through, man. So when we complain about Babylon, like I be complaining about the streets. I should think about that scripture.
Right.
Because the fucking roads and shit all
Right.
messed up, right? You like, I ain't gonna fix this shit.
Right.
The Lord said, nah, like, it's over, nigga. Shit is fucked up. I gotta start thinking about the buildings are decaying, the bridges are all messed up, the philosophy of this place are wicked, jacked up, man. And more importantly, look at the people, man. These people are fucking wicked as hell, man. They don't have no type of they don't have no boundaries, no standards. They'll go as far. These people will go as far as they can to be wicked, man. Go ahead.
Let us go everyone to his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our God.
Hey, ain't it a quarter meter they got?
I think so. Go ahead.
Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, and that's going into the Russians. For his device is against Babylon to destroy it.
Right, just like the scriptures say that the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and that's talking about this place, okay, Babylon the Great, because the Lord, he's sick of this place, man. You know, you've polluted the whole world with wickedness. What you did to His people, going back into Isaiah 47. Okay, this place has polluted the Lord's inheritance, man. All right, and upon the ancient has it heavily laid the yoke. Okay.
And the Lord require which is in the path too. So it's not forgotten all the wickedness and evil that you have done towards the children of Israel. So all this is coming back onto you right at this very moment.
And the scriptures say, man, what was that scripture about the infrastructure, man? About how the infrastructure is so messed up here, man. The building decayeth. The building is decaying, man, because of slothfulness and idle hands, man. You know, all over America, you got messed up roads, messed up infrastructure. Okay? It's almost like a third world country with a first world military.
Right.
Okay, and that's a sign that when the Lord pulls the plug on this dollar, this place is going to be a total shithole. All right, but that's just another example of the Lord bringing this place down through the infrastructure, through the culture, through division. Satan's kingdom is divided, man. You got 50% of the people thinking one way, and the other 50.
2/4.
And then the other 50% the other way.
One.
You know? And there's about to be a clash, man. Okay, you have this situation where people are just sick of this shit. Okay, they're just sick of this shit. And these elites are gonna pit the one side against the other. You know, just like it says in Isaiah 19, man. Okay, the Egyptians are gonna fight against the Egyptians. That's another way that the Lord is bringing this place down. Go ahead.
Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes. Where the Lord hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon.
Right. And anyone who's left here, okay, anyone who's left here who's taking that sea hip, they're gonna get that fire, man. 1 second, let me look for this in Isaiah 13. Bear with me. Wait, where are you at? Jeremiah 51. Get Isaiah 13 and 13. Right, and the ultimate judgment of America is going to be done through what? Through nuclear fire. Okay? through those missiles, man. That's the final judgment. Right now, he's breaking it down at the seams. Okay, you got a lot of people in America that hate being Americans, that hate this country, man. Okay, how could you move forward as a nation when a good amount of the people that reside there can't stand it and think that it's a wicked nation, man? Okay, there's no path forward, only a path back.
There's no future. There's no future at all.
Right.
Nobody want to work, and nobody want to serve in the military. So
yeah,
we don't got those two things.
and those that were in the military are disgruntled, okay, because they're starting to push all that wokeism shit. They're starting to mandate, you know, inoculations and things like that. You know, that wasn't what those people signed up for when those military recruiters were making it seem like they're going to the promised land for joining the most elite fighting force.
Yeah, because a special forces guy, he like, that I really go to war for this shit. Like, he really upset about it. Like, seeing this shit as a joke now.
Because really, they trick these people into thinking that they're fighting for freedom, when really they're just fighting for the elite's agenda.
Right.
Go ahead, Eric.
You said at 13?
Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 13, verses 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place.
That's how serious those missiles are going to be. Keep going.
And the wrath of the Lord of hosts, in the day of his fierce anger, and it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone to his own land. Because soon all these heathens, they gonna get out of here soon, you know. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Right. So, well, hey, just like the scriptures say, though hand join in hand with the wicked, it shall not go unpunished. Okay, go ahead.
Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes.
And this is mainly talking about you Edomites, man. Okay, that are living in those gateway communities with all that extra security. And all that security, man, they're not going to show up to work. And then what are you going to do? Okay? Because the have-nots are about to take from the haves, man. Once things get serious, once these shortages materialize, once this dollar starts to go away. Okay?
Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Right, so you look at the Russians now, are they interested in money?
Nope.
No, they want to bring some kind of, Putin wants to bring some kind of order in the world, man. He's tired of the West pushing the maps, the pedophilia and all that nonsense, man. He said that the Satanists are in control. He was talking to the world religious leaders not too long ago, telling them that the Satanists are in control. Man, he's going to do whatever he can to protect tradition. Okay? Traditional values.
Babylon, they don't give a fuck about no tradition.
All right, so Putin's not in it for the gold and the silver. Okay? He's in it to destroy this place, man, pretty much, to bring down that Western culture. And he said that you have a lot of people in these Western nations that disagree with what's going on, okay, but they have to suffer too. And that goes along with the scriptures, man. If you're not of the elect, you got to suffer.
Yep.
Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces.
Their bows shall dash. And that's talking about those nuclear silos, man, and all those missiles. Okay.
And
Which are built and ready to go. You know.
Oh, they're on the ready more now than probably any time in our life.
You actually have people, their jobs is to actually keep the missiles clean. You know, like that's a job. You get paid for that shit.
You have people watching them radars 24/7, man.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the command. They take that shit seriously. You know, especially when they're in those heightened alert stages.
Yep.
They shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency.
Well, go back to that last verse where their eyes shall not spare children.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 13, verses 18. Their bows also shall dash a young man in pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb.
Right. You got all these Christians that act like Jesus ain't gonna harm none of the babies. You know, you see those artist renditions of the angels, and it's all babies flying around with diapers, man. Well, hey, the Lord ain't gonna have when that indignation hits. The Lord ain't gonna have no pity upon the fruit of the womb, man.
But what did he do when he what did the Lord do during the time of the flood? You don't think there was hella children?
Yeah,
Of course it was.
firstborn.
Yeah. During the time of the flood, or during the time of Egypt, right?
You Christians, you don't even know the basic fundamentals, man. It's in the book of Exodus that happened, in the second book. And you don't think that there was babies during the time of Sodom and Gomorrah?
Yep. Damn right it was.
Right.
And that's the next verse.
In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
And that's coming again, man. And the scriptures say that it shall be more tolerable for Sodom and Gomorrah in that day than for that city. Okay? So Sodom and Gomorrah is going to be like some little thing compared to the destruction of this place.
Yeah, this is gonna be the most destructive of the destructions that the Lord has brung upon the planet. You know, those missiles are millions and millions and millions degrees Fahrenheit, man. Hot.
Especially when you read the spirits of a lot of these people, man. Especially those on the social media. Okay. You can't tell me that they don't deserve it. You can't tell me that they don't deserve it, man. Having all those shows at the schools. Okay. Trying to say that trying to defend children's rights to get those changes despite what their parents may say. That's coming next, man.
Yep.
That's coming next. They say, well, if you don't want your kid to get his rod chopped off and do the transition, we'll bring him into CPS and we'll let him do it any damn way.
That's wicked as fuck.
And what did the Lord say? He said, all that hate me love death. That's in the scriptures. Now a lot of these people, they don't even believe in the Most High, which is expected. But those are gonna be the spirits that's gonna be put to fucking death, man, without a blink of an eye.
So you can't tell me that it doesn't deserve a similar judgment, if not more, than Sodom and Gomorrah. Go ahead.
It shall never be inhabited,
Ooh.
neither shall it be dwelt from generation to generation.
When you look at generation to generation in Sodom and Gomorrah, it's still pillars of salt out there.
Yeah, this is gonna be like the forbidden zone. We're not gonna, in other words, we're not, once this place is destroyed, the missiles hit it, the elect is beamed up into the ships. When we come back down, New Jerusalem coming down from heaven, when the heathens start to build up our walls, right? They're not gonna build over this landmass. It's gonna be like the memorial, forbidden zone. The scriptures say, it shall never be inhabited.
It's gonna be another reminder on the way on how not
Yeah,
to live.
it's gonna be a reminder like, damn, that was Babylon, man.
And
And it's
this
gonna
is-
be dust.
This is why you should repent, because if you don't repent and you're an Israelite, you don't come into the truth, you're going to be left behind for that.
Go ahead.
Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there.
Well, that's a clue that this is Babylon.
Right.
That's talking about America, because they got their little huts set up every fucking where, man. Especially amongst our neighborhoods. All those stores that we fucking Fashion King and Hip Hop Center and Diamonds and what are those? Ishmaelite huts. That's all it is.
Who
Food
the
Mart.
hell names their fucking store Food Mart?
Food Mart.
How generic can you get?
Food Mart.
Why don't you just name something called grocery store?
Right.
Oh,
Actually, that don't sound like a
what's
bad
the one?
idea
Queen
for a
Sheba?
store.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Queen,
Queen
oh yeah,
Sheba.
Queen Sheba.
Queen Sheba. We got one, Queen Sheba. Those ain't nothing but Ishmaelite tents in all of Jake neighborhoods, wherever you go. So neither shall the Arabian pinch tent there. That's what it's talking about. And they sell everything that you want.
Right.
You walk up in Diamond, them motherfuckers got and they come up in there and they get them.
You do?
Right?
That's another
lashes.
That's the go-to store for Jake.
Yeah.
That's the go-to.
You get you a hoodie, get you a fit, some J's, everything that Jake like. Ishmael's catering to them.
Wigs and weaves and shoes, and behind the counters the blunt
They
selection.
sell, yep. They got the tobacco license. You can get it's a one-stop shop.
Right.
You know? Go ahead.
And that just
The
ain't
most high, Salaki, the most high gonna destroy all them shits.
Yep. And that just ain't in our neck of the woods, man. It's everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
Every place got a little Arabia.
But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. And owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there.
Right, those are desert-like creatures, and it gets into that in was it
Isaiah.
Revelation 18?
Yeah, it's in Isaiah too.
That's where we're at right now, Isaiah.
Oh, okay, Salaki. Yeah,
in fact,
Revelation.
don't get that in Revelation.
Go ahead.
And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces.
Oh no.
And her time is near to come.
Her time is near to come. Go ahead.
And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged.
And her days shall not be prolonged. You know? So, fuck that future shit, man. Esau talking about some 2045, we gonna do this. Nah, man. We putting the vibration out there that the Lord is coming soon. And when you look at the state of the earth, you know, when you look at the state of the earth, you can see what's getting ready to happen. All right? You got they getting ready to put the financial system in place, which they starting with that Fed now and all these different digital currencies. Esau knows what he's doing. See, Esau will slowly prep you to the slaughter. And that's what this devil is doing. He's slowly prepping these people to the slaughter.
A lot of these checkout lines in different stores, they're starting to go cashless.
Yep.
You know?
And all the mom and pop stores who don't agree with the system that they come in with, they just gonna shut them down. They showed you that during COVID.
Or they'll go out of business.
Oh, Slaki. The CV. Lord willing, they don't give us a strike. But they showed you that. Because really, we coming into the time where they just gonna deal with the big companies, the big dogs. All the little mom and pop shops, you ain't with their system, they gonna put you out of business.
Now they might have some medium range businesses that just act as like a conduit, you know, like Amazon got different warehouse companies and shit.
Yep.
But overall, man, if you're not part of that system, you ain't part of that system.
And another thing is, like I said, they starting with the financial system, which is gonna lead to the mark, and then we always used to speak about the red list, blue list, and yellow list, which then they gonna come with their chopping block system for the ones who don't want to take their mark.
And we're
Right.
red.
Yep.
Okay, you brothers out there that are teaching this word, okay? I'm not talking about you social media Israelites that are straddling the fence. Y'all are probably on the blue. But we're on the red, man. That means that we pose the biggest threat, and that we can't be brainwashed.
No, we're not gonna be retaught, and we're not gonna join your fucking system, man. We're gonna die for Yahweh Shai if we have to, or the Lord can bring us through the fire, and we be good. But we're not gonna be retaught and rebranded to go into their new system.
Re-educated.
They damn Elysium world, because that's what they want to build, a big Elysium world. You know, because Esau wants to do what? He wants to play the Most High on earth, man. Go ahead. That was it?
That was pretty much it.
All right, I can get what y'all had then.
Get Revelation 18, because it's ripped out of my. I definitely gotta get a new sword now. If you're missing Revelation 17 and 18, you gotta get a new sword.
Shalom to all you brothers on the comment board. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai,
Yeah, verse
Bahashim,
1.
Rakakwadash, Barakatah. Shalom.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verses 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, in a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
All right, because we read in Isaiah 13, the what? Owls and satyrs shall be there, man. Those are desert-like creatures, okay?
And we was talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. That was a fucking sodomite right there, man. You know, you're not gonna see Jake like that in the kingdom, walking around like a flaming Cheeto. Oh, we're not gonna see that. Go ahead.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Right, the philosophies, man, them Sophias. Them Sophias are strong, man. Okay?
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Right, joining together. Okay, you got the NATO nations. You know, they're adding members all the time. Okay? Well, hey, to join NATO, you got to be down with that fornication on your people, man.
Yep.
It's spiritual fornication. The Lord's going to get rid of that soon, man. NATO's going to fly away like a dream, just like Esau.
Because Yahweh Shai going to destroy all their armies, all the whole setup. Yahweh Shai coming to take the crowns of all these kings, man, to put them down to the dust. All right? That's why he's known as the King of Kings. All right? And this is Esau's little season that he was loosed. And he's at the end of his season now. So he's getting ready to be crumpled up, man. Like I always use that example. After you eat that bag of chips, crumble that shit up. That's what Yahweh Shai about to do to this place, man. Crumble you up.
Yep, and the scriptures say it's better than is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And it's going to be a beautiful ending, man. Beautiful ending to the movie.
Yeah, the Lord about to roll the credits. Go ahead.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of the fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven.
The merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. All these nations could come over here, and what do? They thrive.
Set up shop.
They set up shop. They make money. That's why they come over here.
You go to a store and you got so many different products to choose from, or even let's say you're browsing Amazon or Walmart.com. There's so many products to choose from, man. It'll screw your head all up. It's like kind of like paradise in a way. As long as you got the money, you get whatever the hell you want. It ain't supposed to be like that, man. Okay, that's vanity. And that's how a lot of these people's minds are polluted through this materialism.
Yep.
And I heard another voice from heaven, saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins."
That's going into our salvation when the chariots beam us up. Go ahead.
"And that ye receive not of her plagues."
Yeah, that final plague, which is ultimately the seventh trump, that's going to be the nuclear missiles. So to come out of her, my people, is going into our salvation. When we're beamed up into the ships, Lord willing, we're those men. All right? Because if you beamed up, you're going to escape those plagues. The final plague, you're going to escape that. Go ahead.
"For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered all her iniquities. Reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. And the cup which she had filled to her double."
Yeah, so is the punishment of Babylon the Great going to be a beautiful punishment from Yahweh Shem Yahshai? Of course. Double. The Lord said double. All right, go ahead.
"How much she hath glorified herself, and lived deliciously."
Yeah, they glorified herself and lived deliciously. Off what? The backs of slavery, rape, rob, murder, unrighteous decrees. This place has lived deliciously off the backs of the Israelites, if you want to get technical. Jake, all those years of free labor. You know, Jake in the field, picking the cotton. Jake building the goddamn big house they live in. They showed you that we built those houses back in slavery, right? And because we were the Israelites, we skilled. So Jake was able to, Jake really built Babylon the Great, you know? So this place has glorified itself and lived deliciously off the backs of other people. And what did these Edomites do? They sat back and they reaped the benefits of the shit. And they claim inventions that they never fucking came up with. Because they're imposters, man. They even go as far as taking a man's nationality. Oh, I'm you. No, I'm you. Fucking devil, man. You know, I'm not me, I'm you.
Yeah, they'll hire a bunch of, they'll create a company, hire a bunch of jakes to do the research and to come up with the product, and their name gets stamped on it. And nobody knows nothing about the actual inventors or creators, man.
Mm-hmm. Go
It
ahead.
happens all the time.
So much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I set a queen, and am no widow.
And the word to be a queen is that's a whore, man. That's why we don't call our women queens, we call them princesses. You know? I'm a queen. You know, that's that spirit that this place comes in. We was kings and queens. You know? Kings and princesses, man.
Kings and queens.
You know? That's the spirit of this queen. That's Babylon. I sit a queen. You know? And that's the spirit that is referred to as the great whore. Go ahead.
I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
Oh, actually, Edomite and shall see no sorrow. Now, if we was to do a survey, like let's say if we was some damn YouTubers or some shit, right? We walking down the street, we got the mic, and we say, we go around and ask people, hey, you think America could be destroyed? Half of these motherfuckers will say, hell no, man, we got the strongest army, we got the strongest military, we'll just bomb them. Nah. That's the spirit of this place. They don't believe that they could see sorrow. They don't.
Their inward thought is that their
Yeah.
house will continue forever.
Yeah.
Their songs.
Their inward thought is that their house shall continue forever. They prideful as hell. Not looking at the kingdoms that was before this place, like Rome, which this is an extension of the Roman Empire. The Greeks, Alexander the Greek, he took over the known world, and they say in roughly 12 to 14 years, he took over the whole world, right? The known world at the time, but guess what? He was taken down. The Romans were taken down, even though this is an extension of the Roman Empire. The Medo-Persians. When you watch the movie 300, remember how Xerxes was coming through with the army? His army was shaking the ground, man. He was coming through it. The Persians were strong as hell, right? I bet Xerxes and his army didn't think they would ever be taken down. The Persians, but what the Lord do? He took them down. The Babylonians got taken down. So the Edomites are no different. The Lord only raised you up to show you his power at the end of the day.
It was prophesied in the book of Daniel
That's right.
that the Persians will get taken down by that horn from Grecia. Okay?
And it's prophesied that you Edomites are going to be taken down. We read about it every time we open up the damn scriptures. So you're no different, Esau. Go ahead. Except the Lord going to take you down with hot fire, man. Go ahead.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Her plague shall come in one day.
Death, and mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her.
And you know what they call this? They call this hate speech. For her plague shall come in one day. Death and what is it?
Mourning,
Mourning,
famine.
and famine. And she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. That's not hate speech. That's prophecy of the Heavenly Father and his Son.
That's righteous indignation.
Righteous indignation. Look what this nigga is doing, man. I mean, yeah, he's playing his role. He's being the devil. He's coming after the children. He's poisoning the food, water, air. The animals can't breathe. The trees are off. Everything is effed up, man. Everything is effed up. You know? So,
Water too.
Yeah.
I just seen it was on the news that they said it took less than 100 years for New York's oyster population to disappear, and now they trying to do a thing where by 2035, I said, or 2030, that they want to put oysters back in the water because oysters clean water.
yeah, they not supposed to be taking out the water.
Yeah, and they've
not
been
approved.
eating them. And
This
shit.
nigga eating them. And Jake, your ass too.
And some of them are dying from all the pollution, man. It's just too much for the oysters to even clean.
So they taking them out the water, but then the ones that's in the water still, they get polluted. So they getting ate and they getting killed by pollution. So damn, The oysters gonna rejoice.
And they're doing the same thing with the bees, man. They're trying to preserve the bees. Well, if you didn't destroy the earth, you wouldn't have to preserve the bees.
Yep.
Right.
Okay, you're the one that's throwing everything off balance.
And that's the ecosystem. Yahweh Shemiah Shai set up a perfect ecosystem. Like people cringe at like shit like mice and roaches, but that shit has a purpose. You know? A pig has a purpose. Like I'll never forget what Yeshaya said. He said a pig is not a food. He's right about that.
Yeah.
But it's used, if it's used in its right you know, for its right purpose, a pig is not a bad thing. You know? But it's when people make it a food, you fucking up. Like
it says in the scriptures that the Lord hates mice, right? But the Lord also created mice to what? Spread plagues.
Yep. Yep. But everything has its purpose, man. Like the brother said, oysters, they clean the water. You know? But you got a nigga will take the shits out, put it on some ice at a restaurant and fucking slurp the shit. You know? That's what they do. They serve that shit on ice. In an oyster, when you look at an oyster, you know you're not supposed to eat that shit. You know.
Scallops are pretty much the same
like
thing,
a snail,
man.
basically.
Yeah.
A scallop.
It's like a crawfish. You know,
A
them
scallop
jakes.
smells like you put your damn nose down into a sewer drain, man.
Oysters, they stink too. That's probably why the Most High got them in the water. You know?
It's all slimy and shit.
Yeah. Or like I
At
was
least
gonna
a scallop kind of look like meat. That motherfucking oyster.
or the what they call it, the caviar?
Oysters.
The caviar shit they eat. That looks, you know. But I was gonna say crawfish, because Jake is famous for that in New Orleans. Them little red man, that shit look crazy, man.
Eating a bug.
And they eat like
Like a
they
spider.
eat plates of that shit. You know you ain't supposed to eat that.
And
man.
here it is, right? A lot of these fish oil supplements, omega-3 supplements, right, which are good for you to take, they'll put that krill oil in there.
Mm-hmm.
They say, oh, take this version. It's more bioavailable because it's got the krill, which comes from the crawfish. Okay, so they even the things that they advertise as healthy, they sneak that shit in there, man.
Mm-hmm.
They put all kinds of gelatin in the capsules and shit, pork gelatin.
Yep. And the majority of the gelatin that you see in foods is from pork. Some of it's pork and beef. But if it's pork and beef, it's still pork in it.
Usually, if it's just beef or just fish gelatin, they'll label it.
Mm-hmm. So sometimes, if you read the back and it say gelatin, that shit is swine, man.
Yeah.
Like you can't even marshmallows, gelatin, and they put it in most of the snacks. Now some marshmallows you can get without it, but you gotta find that shit. Like
They're like fucking twice as much.
yeah.
You know?
So this nigga put swine in every fucking thing, man. But you got some more?
Yeah, I was getting some this one herb, and I had to get the powder form,
Yeah.
and it cost twice as much to get the powder form because every single brand I saw had pork gelatin in the
Gelatin,
capsules.
yep. That's why brothers got to read the back of your labels, man. Even if it says, like I said, even if it says if it's meat, if it says it's chicken sausage, you got to read the back. If it says it's beef sausage, you got to read the back because a lot of times it has pork casing. This devil is a fucking is a deceiver, man. Got to read your labels, man. Just because it say 100% chicken sausage, it's soaked in pork casing. I see it all the time. Go ahead. So watch your foods.
And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Yeah, because the reason why they gonna lament and whine and weep is because they invested. It says how they was waxing rich through the abundance of her delicacy. So they gonna look at it like, damn, we losing right now. After they see this place being on fire. We can't make no more money, our investments is gone, they gonna weep and wail.
Rich to poor, basically.
Yeah. Because they was in bed with this place. Go ahead.
Staying afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buys their merchandise anymore.
Yep. And that's why they gonna weep and wail. Because they invested in this place, man. you know, through those currencies. That's why a lot of these other nations, they gonna get the mark. They want to be down. You know, they still gonna want to make money and investments. You know, what did Nate say? He said he was breaking down the Revelation 13 and 16, and they always skip over and no man shall buy and sell. But he said, the brothers be on the street teaching, they say, hey, you, come here. And they take the money out your bank account. And I'm like, what? You know, he was going completely off, man. You know, that no man might, we going to close on that. Read it, 13 and 16. How you doing? Good. 13 and 16.
Are you guys reading from the Bible?
Yes, we are.
Yep. King James?
King James.
Regular?
Fresh off the press. 13 and 16. Go ahead.
It's the book of.
You know what the mark of the beast is?
Huh?
Do you know what the mark of the beast is?
You talking about 66?
Nah.
Yeah, but what the actual mark is, what is it?
It's evil, man.
It is evil.
People being evil to evil, it's like, you gotta treat everybody equal.
Not that. No, we know. But so you don't know, right?
You have the mark of the Ankh. That's Egyptian.
You don't gotta treat everybody equal. You gotta treat the Israelites above every nation on the earth.
That's right.
You gotta treat everybody equal.
Nah, they don't say. You think? Do it say that in the Bible?
Huh?
Do the Bible say that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Get Deuteronomy 76 real quick.
Yeah, that's
See,
Esau.
The devil, you the devil. Hey, you Edomites is the devil.
Yep.
Y'all always run when the scriptures come out. You going into slavery too.
That's right. That's how you know he's an Edomite. As soon as the scriptures come out,
You don't want to hear that
Complete,
shit.
no man pursued.
treat every man equal.
The wicked fleeth with no man.
No, he's about to.
And when they put that in, and when them devils put that in the Constitution, what does it say? Every man shall create an equal. Is that the Constitution?
Yeah. All men created
They was
equal.
talking about themselves.
Yeah.
They was basically saying amongst us, like, we good, but the other, nah.
They consider us 2/3 of men right now.
What's crazy is that he walked past the first time, he threw the peace sign up.
Yep.
But he wanted some fucking attention. We just kept reading.
Right.
And then he did the shit again. You
You
ignored
tell
him.
you tell he was simple when he came out.
Yep.
Simple ass vibration to him.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation.
Spirit.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verses 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to
This is speaking about individuals, spirits, souls, people.
Rich nations and poor nations.
Yeah, not nations. It doesn't. It says he calls them all. This is talking about people. Go ahead. We're gonna break it down the right way. Then we're gonna close out.
And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Now the forehead is basically going into something like a brain, the brain C-hip, right? That's what that's talking about, because they had, they've done studies on it.
Yeah, Elon Musk got a thing called Neuralink. You can look that up.
So the scriptures say in his right hand, or in the hand is actually, it can go in either hand though. It don't gotta go in your right. It could go to the left. It could go in the arm. Remember that military dude that came up to the LA camp years ago? He said they was putting them shits everywhere on him.
He said he had like 6 chips.
Yeah.
IBM they've had a project for quite a few years where they're trying to build computer chips that attach to brain neurons, man. That's it right there.
Yep. So your right hand or your forehead, man.
They said we're gonna mix human ingenuity with technology.
Yeah, it's not talking about you sin with your right hand, brother. Like, why are these niggas so simple, man? You sin with the right hand, and you think of sin in your forehead, right?
That show you that them boys, the 501c3, they took money from Esau.
Some type of deal, man.
They took a deal. Him, ISUPK.
Yep. It's sin. Now, is it a sin if you take it? Yes, but is the actual mark? Is it actually sin? No. It's a particular thing, which is the C-hip, and if you take the C-hip, that is a sin. But what is it? It's something. It's the C-hip.
Physical branding.
Yeah.
And that
look, man, the Most High, even though the Most High revealed it to the prophets, look, he had a man named Aaron Russo who we was able to see that. Like he said, I sat next to Rockefeller. They told me what they want to do. The Most High will set up whistleblowers.
Direct source.
I don't know if that's man. I'm flipping. Go ahead.
And that no man might buy or sell,
Uh-huh.
save he that had the mark.
So if buying and sell means to make physical transactions. Like in what was that country over there? Is it Switzerland?
Yeah.
Switzerland. Switzerland is famous for using the sea hip.
Oh, Sweden.
You know what
Sweden.
You know what the
Probably
mark of the
both.
beast is?
Yeah, Sweden. Yeah, they're famous with for those things. You know, in China, they not walking around with the sea hip now, but they say like 90% of Moab they don't even use cash. They like to go with digital.
Yeah, they
So
got that social credit system.
Yeah, the social credit system. So they prepping them too.
Yeah, and that's a communist country. It's easy for them to
Yeah,
control them people.
yeah, they use a lot of digital.
Yeah.
They go digital.
They don't even allow Bibles in China.
Yep. Well, there you go. So, and that no man might buy or sell is speaking about you making transactions. That's what the mark is going to be used for. Go ahead.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. For it's the number of a man, and his number is 666.
And the 603 goes into stigma. All right. Now when you read Revelation 13 and 16, we know that the word mark goes into charagma. We always speak about the charagma. The 603 is the stigma. It's a high side stigma, which that shows you that the mark is physical as well. So that's what it's talking about. All right. It's talking about a sea hip that's going to be placed inside of certain individuals, not the elect, to forward the beast system.
You can buy those on Amazon.
All right. So the system has a mark. Okay. What is the image of the beast? The image of the beast is the system. The system has a mark, which is going to be that sea hip. So you're going to have that sea hip to function inside the beast. If you don't got the sea hip, you're going to be casted out basically, off the grid or wherever, you know. But the elect is going to trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai 10 toes down, and we believe that the Lord is going to make a way for us. That's Revelation 13 and 16. The RFID sea hip and nothing else. And we're not going to change it and say, oh, no, is that. You know? So with that, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified. We're going to give all praise, honor, and glory
So Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash.
Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. Peace and blessings and salutations to the Lord's elect. And Lord willing, we'll see you brothers next week. Shalom.
Shalom.